Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for another as if I had one before this one. This is a review for They Clone Tyrone. I mean, I did a review for the trailer for They Clone Tyrone a while back, and at the time I didn't know when the movie was going to premiere. It finally premiered, and so here we are. And I was so happy that it did, and it was worth the wait. Well worth the wait. So let's just talk about some of the cast. We got Jamie Foxx. He plays a pimp. What was his pimp? His pimp, Slick. Slick. That was his name, Slick. And he's hilarious. He is hilarious in this role. Daniel Boyega is a drug dealer. And he's a nice drug dealer, you know, kind of like a Robin Hood, if you will. Then we got Tiana Paris. She's a prostitute, and she was excellent. She was listen. The girl did so good in this role. They all did. That whole trio there, Daniel, Jamie, and Tiana, they had great chemistry together. Especially Tiana and Jamie. They worked really well together. The on-screen chemistry was I loved that it gave a 1970s vibe, like a black exploitation film. It was kind of shot that way as well. The cinematography of it all, it really looked like we were watching a black exploitation film. I loved it. Love the choices that they made with that. The writing, excellent. When it comes to these type of films, the films that are going to have those underlying messages, those gems, all that those hidden Easter eggs, all of that. When it comes to movies like that, for me, I don't want to have to dive too deep. You know, Jordan Peele has a habit of doing that. Although I love his work and I admire his work. Sometimes, like, what's the movie that he just did? Nope. What's that about, really? You know, like, now everybody has their own interpretation of it, and everybody got a think piece on it, and then there's so many different perspectives of it to where it's like, I can't pin one down for myself. I don't know what I was just looking at, you know? But when it comes to this film, it didn't give me that. It didn't leave me feeling like that at all. It was very clear where we were going with this, and I appreciate that. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, okay? The white powder substance on the chicken, you know, because let's just talk about some of the gems throughout the film. I had thought about like recapping this, but we're not going to recap it. This is a review. This is a real deal review. The gems throughout the film. So that white powder substance that they were putting on everything, putting on the chicken, putting it, you know, they're putting stuff in the relaxer. When it came to the chicken, that commercial, that over the top black ass commercial. What do we think of? Love that chicken from Popeyes. And the lady. I can't think of her little slogans and what she be saying, but she be giving Aunt Jemima, Mammy, you know. So that their little commercial was an ode to the Popeyes commercials that featured that woman. The relaxer was laced as well with whatever, and the relaxer made the black woman more agreeable. It made her more docile, and I'm like, come on, message. They really should have had somebody come popping up on the screen every time for that message, because that was a message. It's a message. The commercial, the chicken, and what they're putting in our foods that slow us down, that make us sick, that keep us in a lazy state. You know, all that. You know, especially with that when it came to that high fructose syrup, and it was something else that they used to use heavily back in the day. And they did it so that they could pump that stuff into our communities. experimenting on us, all of that. They touched on it all. They touched on it all. Um, the music was either making them sleepy or, and then one song had them walking in circles, had them going in circles. And what's that? It was rap music. Trap music, excuse me. Had them going in circles. Because that's how I have y'all. That's how I have, that's how I had some people, going in circles. Message. Everything was subliminal. Everything was subliminal. The way that they were highlighting the way that the government subliminally pumps a lot of that nonsense into our communities, and it's very Negro focused, meaning pump all of that, push all of that on them. It needs to be in their communities, I don't know if anybody else saw the plane trails in one of the shots. I saw it, noticed it, and was like, there go one more thing. We gonna hint on that. Like, we ain't gonna talk about it, but we gonna hint on it. Yeah, we know the poison in the plane trails. We know it. Cause what plane doing all this? It just be one going this way, one going that way, one going that way, one going this way. How many planes was flying this morning? And why do I still see the trails? I used to think about that all the time when I was growing up. I just stand there and look at them like, why does it look like that? What? How many planes flew in the sky this morning? Why is there so many trails? And I think they slick. And they dump whatever they dumping. Moving on. The government, they had their operations set up only in the hood, only in the black areas, the black neighborhoods, the strip clubs. They were set up in a strip club. They were set up at the drug dealer houses. They were set trap houses. They were set up at did they have one? Yeah, it was strip club, mainly strip club, and the trap houses. That's where they were set up for to operate out of, and doing all their experiments and all of that. The way that they have experimented on people of color since the beginning of time, since some people stepped foot on this land, they have been experimenting on black people. And it's beyond, it's just beyond me that still today it happens, with their clinical trials of this and that. It brings me back to the syphilis experiment. A good movie to watch if you don't know that story is the movie Miss Evers' Boys. When I say that movie was so good, and I watched that movie as a child, and it stuck with me all these years. It has stuck with me all these years. They gave black men syphilis, and now I'm forgetting, like, whether it was under the guise of something, like whether, because they all willingly committed to doing these trials or whatever, testing this stuff out. But I don't think that they knew that they were being injected with syphilis. I don't think that they knew that they were being given a disease. Of course not, or else they wouldn't have done. I think that they thought that they were like on a trial for some type of like antibiotic or something like that. I really can't remember. Please don't quote me. But I do know that they gave them syphilis. And so many black men were killed in that experiment, which is terrible. And they didn't care. They didn't give a damn, because it's black people. It's black people. We when we talk about experimenting on people of color, like, it also makes me think about the harvesting of our organs and how that's running rampant. That's a huge ordeal. Um, that doesn't get, no media attention or nothing like that. The people just don't care. But black people, you got to stop putting organ donor on your license too. Don't let them people have your organs. They need to go right on in the ground with you. Don't say that you're an organ donor. Like if you just not getting your license, you don't know that. Let me be the one to tell you. Don't do that. Don't do that. They only cloned the and I found this interesting that they only were cloning the drug dealers, the pimps, prostitutes, because Tiana looking for her clone, when they do discover all these cloned people, she can't find none of her. The white man tell her basically, we're not, we ain't worried about y'all. Absolutely not worried about eradicating all the prostitutes, especially all the black women. It just was another message of how we are viewed as black women. Expendable, don't really have any use for us. But the drug dealer is worth more to them than the black woman. The pimp is worth more to them than the black woman. It's really sad when you really like sit with all of this. It's like, well, shit. A black man was behind the whole cloning thing, and he's our Uncle Ruckus of the movie. He feels like it's just better for black people to just assimilate. That was his end game, assimilation. Because he had all these cloned black men. Black man at first. And it just, lighter and lighter and lighter until he was a whole white man. Because, you start out this way and you start out, we came here from Africa, black as, and knowing it and loving it. And the more and more they pour all that vanilla on us, the more, palatable we become, the more assimilated we become. Essentially, we're just like them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not on my watch. Okay, I don't give a about being good enough for the white gays. I don't care. I don't care. And the fact that the man was really sitting up, pouring his heart out like he was justified. And it's like, excuse me, sir? Absolutely not. And the fact that you are behind it. He working for somebody, of course. He working for the man. But it was just the fact that this black man was behind all this cloning of the other black men. Another message that they'll tear you down just to have that seat at the table. You gotta watch the whole movie. You just gotta watch. That's the message behind the whole movie. You better watch. You better watch. I did and I forgot about murder. It's murder. Lamarcus was in this movie. Lamarcus and doing what he does. He a drug dealer over here too, but he was cloned too. Cause like I said, they cloned all the drug dealers. Anyway, they get the hood on their side. Once they see that they done cloned Fontaine, and they got to go in there and shut shit down. And of course, that's what they do. The whole hood we ride at dawn. They roll in there, guns a blazing, shit up, knocking stuff over, tearing it all up. Freeing the people. Freeing the people. I'm gonna say when it came to the monologues on this movie, I'm gonna learn a few of them. All of Tiana's monologues. I want to learn, and I'm gonna take them to class. I'm gonna take them to my acting class because I love them. I love them. And my acting coach has told us to do this in times where, because we often have, this is just a sidebar, we often have to find different monologues, different scenes and things of that nature. And when it comes to a monologue, you're gonna most times see the same ones when you Google. Like, you're gonna get the same ones. And sometimes I find ones that I know a classmate has already worked on, and so I won't pick that one. But if you find a monologue on a TV show, movie that really resonates with you, and you want to, know it for yourself, go for it. Find you a way to record it so you can get it on some paper, whatever. But that's how you get your good ones. That's how you get your good ones, your good audition monologues is scouring, your TV, honestly, as opposed to Google, because Google gonna give you them same ones. Anyway, that's just a little nugget for anybody if you are in acting classes, want to take them, whatever. So like I said, I loved her monologues, and I'm probably gonna steal one or two. I liked the one she did in the beginning, in the apartment with Jamie, talking about her her last John. Funny, she had another one. No, I can't think. No, I can't remember. But anyway, I loved her monologue. She and Jamie, like I said, had great chemistry together. They were both hilarious. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorites. Like, I didn't realize, like, I knew I loved me some Jamie Foxx, but like when people go away for a while and then come back in a comedic role, it just reminds you of why you stand. It's like, this is why I stand Jamie Foxx. This is why. I think I want a part 2. I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know, but I just feel like we could keep this going. We could at least get a sequel. We could at least get a part 2. Now 3, 4, and all of that, carrying it that far, I don't think so. But I think they can get 2 movies out of this story. I honestly do. Especially with the fact that we were left with Tyrone, who we like whole time. This whole movie been about cloning Tyrone. We done seen Fontaine this whole time, but out there in the world, in California, in Compton, Inglewood, wherever he was, there was Tyrone. Seeing on TV after everybody has been freed that he was cloned. They done cloned you, Tyrone. He's sitting there like, well, I'll be. All the cloned people are free. And so what do we do with that? We can really keep this going. We can keep this story alive. We could. We really could. Keep the lie alive. We could. They also, with the fact that, like I said, with the fact that Tyrone is out there in California, then we have all of the clone people that are free. Just like Tiana said in the movie, she ready to ride off. All 3 of them were ready to, head to another city to warn the people. Because if they shut this operation down, there has to be the man said they're everywhere. So they got to go shut it down everywhere else. Yes, give us another one. Give us a part 2 where they're now in California shutting that shit down. Rolling in. We got to gather the hood up for the government out there. And then let's go to New York after that. Let's go to all the hoods, all the trap houses. Let's get them all. Let's get all of them. They done set up shop all over the land. Yeah, we can absolutely push this story forward. I was telling my husband, this might be one of the movies I keep in the Rolodex. Like, you have your movies that you watch over and over again. Like, you're going to watch Friday over and over more than once. You're going to watch next Friday after next, all of them over and over again. You're going to watch them. You're going to watch Set It Off anytime it's on the TV screen. This is one of the movies I'm going to watch more than once. And I'm going to love it every time. Every single time I know I'm going to like it. It was really that good. It was really that good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly. I would have loved to be a part of this cast. I would have loved to. I would have loved to be a part of something like this. I don't know if y'all noticed. He was an extra. Oh my gosh! Now I can't think of what their names are on social media, but they are hilarious. They're a husband and wife. I think the character that Charles, she be calling him Charles. No, Charlie. She be calling him Charlie, and Latanya, your uncle and your auntie. They are hilarious. But anyway, he had a small role in the beginning, helping Daniel Boyega lift those weights in the beginning. I was like, you better go. Listen, you better be in the movie, okay? Even if you got a speaking role or not, we saw your face and we recognize you because we recognize you from your YouTube, from social media, all that. I love to see it. I love to see it. I love to see any content creator doing what I do. You know, the people that are, you know, in this world. I love to see when they make it to the big screen, when they, even if it's just an extra role, you were booked, and that is something to be proud of. So I love to see it. Go ahead, y'all. Hopefully, his wife, and I can't think of China. That's her name, right? China. I think it's China. I'm really bad at this. I will remember a face every day. But your name, the name be slipping. The name be slipping from my memory. Anyway, listen, 10, 10, 10s across the board. Okay? 10, 10, 10s across the board. This was a great movie. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I want a part 2. Maybe we can petition. Maybe we can write somebody. I don't know. But how do we get another one? How do we get another one? Because I enjoyed it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat to you later. Peace and light. I had to come back. I had to go and do my research right quick so that I wouldn't give you guys wrong information when it came to the syphilis experiment. And I'm serious about this. I know y'all are probably like, girl, you ain't had to come back for that. I did because I felt like I was guessing, you know, and we not gonna guess. We're gonna actually do the research on it. We're gonna actually, you know, make ourselves aware. Because although I had seen the movie and I had seen it years ago, I obviously did not internalize the information that I should have. You know, and so here we are. I wanted to come back and make it clear that when it came to that experiment, those men already had syphilis. They already were sick. And Ms. Evers, who was a nurse, she wanted to put these guys into this clinical trial where she thought that they were going to be receiving treatment for this. Instead, they weren't. Instead, they basically wanted to see what would happen to these black men and how rapid their decline would be health-wise as far as this disease goes. So that's the gist of the syphilis experiment. And so, yeah, didn't want to give y'all any wrong information. I just had to come back and tell you guys. Okay, bye.